Welcome back to DVC Weekly. This is episode 70. My name is Jason Rippleding. I'm the broker of Buy and Sell DVC. I'm here with Scott Ferrioli.
I'm smiling because we were joking around before we started, so that's awesome. I'm the owner of DVC-Rental and buyandselldvc.com.
And today is June 8th, 2022. Your 11-month window from today is going to be May 8th, and the 7th-month window is going to be January 8th. And we're expected to scatter thunderstorms this afternoon. We'll see what happens.
Shocker.
Scott, I was just going to, be sure to follow us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, YouTube. Be sure to hit the like button and subscribe button. We're trying to get to 1,000 subscribers on the Buy and Sell DVC side. We would appreciate that.
Help him get out of that tie and that shirt. He looks good in it, but I mean, I'm sure he wants to get a little more comfortable if he can.
Yes, please. Plus, I want the 1,000. I was going to ask you, I was just curious. Have you ever heard of something called an app called Bobby Approved or a YouTube channel called Flav City?
When you said Bobby Approved, I'm like Bobby Flay? Is that what it is? Or no, Flav. When you said that, I thought there's a famous chef, Bobby Flay.
I don't think this guy's a chef.
Okay, I'm not sure what this is then.
Okay.
Bobby Approved, Flav City.
So there's an app called Bobby Approved, and if let's say you're at a grocery store, and like when you buy some item, you think it's like if you buy an Oreo, it's probably going to have some ingredients in there that may not be right for you, but
okay.
You're buying an Oreo, and then if you're buying, but basically this app, he has all these different food items in there. And that way you can see, like, if there's any, hidden ingredients in there that may not be the healthiest thing for you.
This might be completely off topic, but are you able to put in if you have an allergy, like a gluten allergy or cinnamon, where if not, maybe this guy should be doing this. If you have to put in an allergy you have, and you can scan something and let you know if that's a hidden ingredient that you need to be careful. If it was processed with a place that is peanuts.
That I don't know.
Okay.
But I like the app because some people criticize the app because they're like, if you buy what this guy says, you can only eat 4 things in the world. But if I'm buying something that I think is healthy, I like to scan it just to see if maybe they have something in there that I'm not expecting to have in there. So I like the app. But anyway, the guy started out just doing videos of things, and now I think he's 10 years in. He has 1 million subscribers. So maybe 10 years in we'll have 1 million subscribers, and then so we got to be careful what we say here.
Got to watch out when those millions and millions of subscribers roll in. You don't say anything that's going to upset them later on.
So today we're going to start on the buy and sell side of things because it is summer, and a lot of DVC members like to go to Hilton Head in the summer. Have you been to Hilton Head?
Yes.
I haven't been to Hilton Head, which I feel like I should go because somebody made a recent post on one of the Facebook groups, and they had all these pictures.
I need to get back there. I went to Hilton Head once, but it was probably about 10 years ago. So it's been a while since I've been to Hilton Head. But yeah, it was a really, really cool resort. Not a ton of stuff to do, but it has that really nice laid-back feel to it, kind of like Vero Beach. But I mean, I'm going off topic here. I'm sorry. The cast members were great at Hilton Head. They did sing-alongs and ghost stories and s'mores a couple times a week. They take you down to the beach, and they have cast members who give you guided tours type, and they'll sit there and they'll point out different plants or animals. They give you a whole spiel and everything, and it's all for free. So I really enjoyed Hilton Head. Sorry.
Yeah.
Go on.
So I mean, it's just some people they focus all on the resorts in Orlando. Mm. So of course, this is in South Carolina. Hilton Head expires 2042. It's very popular in the summertime. That's when. Do you have a lot on the DVC-rental side? Is there a lot of rentals going on right now for Hilton Head in the summer, or
Hilton Head for the summer is pretty much one of the only times it fills up, and it fills up more than 7 months in advance. So a lot of times we don't get a lot of requests for it. I think honestly a lot of people who rent points from us, either they're repeat customers or they're really, really new, and they don't know that there is a Hilton Head or that there is a Vero Beach.
You gotta let them know, man.
I know. We try. That's why we do this, to get this out to our tens of followers. But I totally forgot where I was going with this.
On the Hilton Head, on the rental side, people
the rental side. A lot of people don't even know about it, and there's not a ton of availability. The resort also is mostly a 2-bedroom resort, so there's not as many studios as a lot of other resorts have, and the majority of people who come to us typically come for studios. So it's not really a huge renter for us. But if you try to book it less than 7 months out, it's gone. So
that's interesting.
Yeah, I need to get back there at some point, though.
And then on the resale side, the prices are typically around $90 a point. Again, they can always be some a little less, some a little more. And the direct price is going to be $155 a point. And the dues are $10.07 a point. And yes, if you own at Hilton Head, you have the home resort priority for Hilton Head, meaning you can book it 7 to 11 months in advance. You can still book all of your, the Disney resorts, of course, except for Riviera, under 7 months. So, that's an option out there, especially it seems like everyone, again, this is probably, because I don't have a large enough sample size, but a lot of people from Ohio, they go to Hilton Head in the summertime. They just drive over. That seems to be a big group. But I was just talking to another owner who lived in Montana who was going to Hilton Head. It was her, and I believe it was her and her 3 sons. And I was like, wow, that's a trip right there. Yeah. So I just wanted to touch base on Hilton Head again because it's a very popular place in the summer. Hopefully you'll get a chance to experience that sometime, again, either on the resale side or renting from DVC-Rental.
One thing I'll throw in here is that during the summer, it's, that's the peak season. It's relatively expensive to stay there. Hilton Head is one of the only resorts that has I guess probably because of location and temperature and everything, in off-peak seasons, they have some crazy deals.
6 points per night?
Exactly. They start at 6 points per night for a studio at Hilton Head. So, I mean, if you're a DVC member, instead of figuring out the calculations, if you're a DVC member, 6 points a night during the week, I mean, that's throwaway points. There's a little points. You can very easily go take a trip. It's, it's super inexpensive. 5 nights for 30, you spend there 5 nights for 30 points. I mean, a lot of times, one night at Grand Floridian, could cost you 30 points. So you can stay for 5 nights at Hilton Head. So a lot of really cool options, especially if you go off peak season.
Right. And I mean, like you say, the weather, but still, it's South Carolina in January. It's not Minnesota in February, So
we had one of our employees who went to Hilton Head. I believe it was in January a couple years ago, and it was snowing there.
Oh, really?
There. Yeah, it was actually snowing. So yeah,
is that a regular?
It's not Minnesota, but
is that a regular occurrence in January, or?
I think.
I don't mean you to be the weather expert, but
I think that it can snow. Maybe it's not as common, but and again, you're not getting feet of snow. You're getting barely a coating,
right?
But still, it's snowing there. So,
interesting. Yeah. All right, now we're on to the food review of the week.
Come here, I'm gonna eat you! Get in my belly!
So for today's food review, we checked out the brand new Connections. It's been around for about 2 months now or so. The Connections Eatery, which is the new quick service restaurant at Epcot. This replaced the electric umbrella. Have you ever eaten an electric umbrella previously or no? Okay. So we got some desserts there. We tried, and I might butcher this, the Liege waffle, Liege, Liege waffle. It's a brioche dough with pearl sugar, strawberries, whipped cream, and chocolate sauce. It was $5.29. First, I just want to add, though, this was my worst quick service experience ever at a Disney restaurant. It took us probably 10 minutes to get to order our food, maybe a little bit less. Ordered the food, and then I sat there for a couple minutes. I finally got my way up to the counter, so I'm the next person. I sat there for about 20 minutes more. They were serving everybody else. They were calling people's numbers who were all I ordered was 1 waffle. They were calling people, 3 parties back behind me who had ordered a chicken sandwich. They had like 4 chicken sandwiches. I'm like, eventually I had to grab somebody and said, I'm sorry, I think you may have lost my order. I'm just waiting on a waffle. And she was like, oh, I'm sorry. And she went and she just grabbed the waffle. And she actually said, can I keep your receipt to kind of show them what happened? I guess because there's a timestamp on the receipt. So that wasn't a great way to start it. And when we got the waffle, I'm not sure, the waffle was cold. I'm not sure if that's how it's supposed to be, if it was supposed to be warm. There's a lot of food, when they're making food, it's just kind of like all sitting out there. And she went over and just like grabbed the waffle. So I don't know how long it was there. This was fair at best. For $5.29, it wasn't that bad. It's inexpensive for Disney's prices. I'd give this around a 6.1. Again, if it was warm, I think it would have been a lot better. But this seemed like something you could essentially whip up at home in a couple minutes, for much less money, and just it wasn't anything as special as I wanted to be. It looked really, really good.
I think the waffle has to be warm, no?
Yeah, it wasn't. I'm assuming that I caught them on a bad day and they were having problems. Again, they'd only been open for a little while. I'm thinking maybe they're still getting some kinks out. Maybe they'll be rolling really, really well. I will say as I stood there for 20 minutes, I got to see many other people's food. They don't have a very big menu, but they had chicken sandwiches that kind of looked like almost like a Chick-fil-A sandwich with a big, thick piece of chicken. They had a couple salads that went by with like a honey glazed teriyaki. Again, big like chicken tenders breaded on top of these salads. Like a lot of the food looked really, really good. I didn't get that. I got this. So I definitely would not like write off this restaurant, this quick service restaurant, at all. I would definitely go back, and I'm sure they've probably gotten better since I've been there. But this wasn't great. Again, maybe if it's warm, it would be a lot better. But also,
the strawberries good? The whipped cream, the chocolate sauce?
It was decent. I mean, it's kind of like all overpowers itself. When there's so much stuff on there. I mean, it was decent. Again, I still gave it a 6.1. I'd possibly get this again because, again, for $5.29, it's not very big, but shared it with the family and the kids were there as well. But it just, I'd try it again. I wouldn't write it off, but I was not blown away. But for the money, it's a shareable dessert. And if it was warmer, it would have been a lot better. And truthfully, maybe by the time I got back, maybe I was already in a not as great mood because I was waiting so long and I was kind of annoyed at them. So maybe that kind of clouds my judgment a little bit. But I didn't think it was great. Nobody in our group, said, "Wow, this is really good." We all thought it was fair. And again, I think if it was warm, that probably would have added a lot to it.
And now we're on to the DVC-rental part of the programming.
So on the rental side, I just wanted to mention a couple things. We're actually going to be going away in a couple weeks to Disneyland. It's the first time I'm going in 7 years to California. We're going with a couple good friends of the family, people that we've become friends with through. That's why we talked about Facebook last week or the week before. It was 2 weeks. It was 2 weeks ago. We talked about the different Facebook groups. These are all people who are from the Epcot and the WW Review, who we've mentioned many times. We're going away with the Malik family and the Murray family. Not that they wanted me to tell everybody that, probably. But these are people you've become friends with over the years, and that's why Facebook is great. Is it brings a lot of people together. But I've been doing a lot of live streams on my TV in the house when I'm working, and looking at menus and booking dining plans, and all the stuff that you normally do when you're planning a Disney trip that everybody else does that I don't do because I live 10 minutes from the park. So a lot of times this is like catch-up time for me. And just been really, really excited about this trip. And I wanted to mention a couple things that, we could book Grand Californian for you through DVC. It's a small resort. There's only like 60 rooms there that are DVC rooms. Typically sells out about 7 to 9 months in advance. There's Disney's, as you probably know, Disney's going to be building that brand new tower that's going to be right next to Disneyland Hotel. That's going to be DVC. So that's going to be interesting once they have that done. I think, is it 2024? Do you remember?
I think so, yeah.
I think this is supposed to be ready in 2024. So looking forward, that'll bring a lot more availability for Disneyland DVC for owners and our renters. Plus, I also want to mention that we're also a Disney travel agent. We can book Paradise Pier as well as the Disneyland Hotel. I stayed at the Disneyland Hotel around 11, 12 years ago as well. That was really nice. So there are some cool options. Looking forward to that. And again, we can book Disneyland. May have to be a little bit able to move stuff around again with booking outside of Grand California just because there's some small amount of rooms. But yeah, really looking forward to the trip. I know we've been going long recently, so I didn't have too much long stuff on here today. And luckily, we're not going on a tangent about.
And what size room are you staying in?
Well, I'm staying off property.
Oh, okay.
We're all staying off property. We're staying at Best Western. That's a mile or so away from the parks.
Gotcha.
So I think it's a half mile. It's like that with Disneyland. There's Downtown Disney, which is our Disney Springs. The original is called Downtown Disney. There's still Downtown Disney. About a half mile or so to Downtown Disney. Then you walk through that, and then right there is on each side Disney. Essentially, on your left-hand side is Disneyland, and literally on your right-hand side, 100 feet away is California Adventure Park. So all nice and convenient. Everything's right there. We're Last time I stayed there, I stayed at Grand California in a studio, which was really, really nice. But this time, we're going with the other families. We decided to try to save a little money, and we're staying off-site. So really looking forward.
And do you have to rent a car then when you go there, or
none of us are renting cars?
Okay.
They have transportation from Los Angeles Airport to the Best Western. Not the hotel itself, but they have shuttles that run, and you could do an Uber or something like that. So we're going to get to the hotel that way. And then we're not going to rent a car because everything's kind of right there, and we're walking distance to the parks. So
and how many nights?
They're going to be there for, I think Chris is there for 4, Jeremy's there for 5. We're there for just 7. Just like
wait, just 7?
Meaning that flight, not like just 7. Flight wise, it made sense for us to go for 7. You know, we're not doing that many days at the parks, but we're only doing 5 days at the parks. I will say the tickets at Disneyland are a little bit rough because you could buy a 5-day ticket, relatively inexpensive, a little bit cheaper than Disney World, but we're going to be there a little bit longer. So as a travel agent, I have an option to get a free park hopper ticket. I guess, they want you to be able to explore parks and be able to talk about it. So I have that. So it's like, okay, maybe we'll look into park hoppers for the family as well. Just one day to match what I have for free. $200 for a park hopper ticket for 1 day at Disneyland. Wow. So much less than Disney World. But I was really shocked by that because the price, I think the 4 of us are getting like 5-day base tickets. It's like $1,500 or something. So nothing bad at all. $200 per day.
For 1 day.
Yeah, because you can go up to 5 days and then you got to start over. I'm like, it would be great if I could have done a 6-day ticket. But they say, oh, you can book 5, but then when you want to add 1 more day on, they absolutely killed me. I'm like, nope, not going. Can't do it. I'm not spending $200 a person to go to the parks for 1 additional day.
So we know what kind of reviews are coming in the future.
There could be some Disneyland reviews coming in the future.
Spoiler alert. Check in. So thanks for tuning in. Be sure to hit the like button. Be sure to hit the subscribe button. Be sure to tell your friends. And be sure to visit our websites, buyandsell.dvc.com if you need to sell your property or you're looking to purchase a property, or DVC-Rental for all your DVC rental needs.
Thank you very much. Have a wonderful day.
Thanks.